Okay, I will start to share my screen. Okay, so again, welcome to our review, okay, for this day in subject science. Okay, my name is Teacher Carla, in case you forget. Okay, and today I'm teaching science, Matayong 3/3. Okay, only one student for today. Okay, let's start by reading our vocabulary. If we can read together or repeat after me. The first word is atmosphere. Okay, the first word is atmosphere. Okay, the spelling of atmosphere is A-T-M-O-S-P-H-E-R-E. Okay. All right, the second vocabulary words, please repeat after me. What? Climate.
Climate.
Okay, very good. Climate. Okay. So the spelling of climate is C-L-I-M-A-T-E.
E.
Very good. Okay, the third word is weather. Again, weather.
Weather.
Okay, very good. Weather. Okay, let's spell together. W
E. A. T. H. E. R. Weather.
Very good. Okay, very good, Madam. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's try to play the word wall, the crossword puzzle. Okay, let's find these three words. You don't have to write it in the paper because this is just a review, so we're just gonna play this. Okay, so if you can use your pen again, please find the first word, weather. Okay, let's find together the word weather. Yeah, I can see it. If you see it, what you can use your pen, okay? Okay, there you go. I found the first word, weather. Okay, it's W-E-A-T-H-E-R. Okay, that's the first picture of the weather. Okay, the second picture is atmosphere. Okay, let's find together the word atmosphere. Okay, if we can find it first, you can. Okay, so that's the spelling of atmosphere. A-T-M-O-S-P-H-E-R-E. Okay, very good. The third and last picture is climate. What if you can find the word climate? Okay, please find the word climate. Can you find it? What? Okay, I think I can see it. Okay, there you go. The word climate. Okay, C-L-I-M-A-T-E. So that's it for our dictation. Okay, now let's move on to our topic. Welcome, Papa Warren. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today on our review. So this is gonna be quick, students. So remember the question that we answered last time. What are the factors that affects decline rate? Get your books if you have it with you on page 48, weather. Okay, we're still on we are now in unit 3. Okay, weather, page 48. Okay, so if you are there, you Okay, on our first meeting, we discussed about this already. Okay, so I'm gonna ask some questions. Students, what do you call the person who studies the atmosphere? Papawarin. Who is the person again that studies the atmosphere? Okay. So again, meteorology is the study of the Earth's atmosphere, okay, or the air, the layer of air in on the Earth, okay. It's meteorology, okay, the study of the atmosphere and the study of weather. It's called meteorology, and the person that studies it, okay, studies the atmosphere is called meteorologist. Okay, so you can highlight that and underline if you haven't done it yet. Okay. All right. So we also talk about the three factors that affect climate. Okay. So the first one is how far north or south you are located. Okay. So if you are living on the south and on the north, okay, it depends. Okay. Next, the elevation. Elevation means is how high at which you live. Okay, so if you are living at the top of the mountains or if you're just living in the flatlands, okay, it depends on the level of which you live. Okay, that will affect the climate. And the third one is how near you are to a large body of water. Okay, so if you're living near the sea, or river, okay, it depends, and that could affect, and that will affect the climate, okay. So that's the three important factors that affect the climate. Okay, so if you remember, we also discussed the layers of air in the atmosphere, okay, or the atmosphere, okay. So these layers of air is called atmosphere. Okay, the air around the earth. Okay, so we have the first layer is troposphere, then stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and the exosphere. Okay, so again, what is the layer of air around the earth? What?
Atmosphere.
Okay, very good. Atmosphere. Okay, so this is just a review, okay? What are the factors again that affects the climate? Okay, did you see it in your book? What? On page 48. Did you highlight already the three factors? Okay, not yet. If you haven't done it yet, you can highlight. Okay, you can find it here. Okay, it's here, this part. Okay, you can look at the book and the three factors that affects the climate is there. And you can highlight or underline. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we're also talking about the seasons. Here, it's below. Okay. So as we know, we are in Thailand and we don't have the four seasons. Thailand has three seasons: cold, hot, and wet. Okay, because Thailand is classified as a hot country or humid. Okay, but there's also a long time of monsoon seasons or when it's raining. Okay. All right, so the four familiar images of seasons. Okay, number one is spring flowers. Okay, this picture. Number two is summer heat. Okay, we have autumn leaves and winter snow. Okay, so so as I've mentioned, in Thailand, there's no, it's not we don't have the four seasons. Okay, because it's not the same with other countries. Okay, it's not the same. We don't have the same seasons everywhere. Okay, and these seasons help mark the passing of the year. Okay, so usually there's sometimes there's traditions or cultures that we celebrate activities or celebrations during the summer or beginning of winter, like that. So it helps mark the passing of the year. Okay. Okay, next. Let's move on to the main topic, which is weather and climate. Okay, now let's get to know the weather again. So it says in your book that weather is the condition of the atmosphere at a place over a short period of time. Okay, so weather is the condition of the air, okay, in a specific place over a short, meaning very short. It can change to in an hour, okay. For example, in the morning it's raining, lunchtime it's already sunny, and in the evening it's gonna rain again. So it changes, and that's the weather, okay. It changes very quickly. Okay, so as you can see sometimes in the weather forecast in the nighttime, if you're watching TV, okay, you can watch the weather man telling us like what's the weather today or tomorrow or in the nighttime if it's gonna if there's a typhoon. Okay, that's the weather. It changes every time. Okay, so how about the climate? Okay, climate is the weather pattern of a place over a long period of time, usually 30 years. Okay, so for example, I think this is in a desert place. Okay, so for example, in Dubai or Saudi Arabia. Okay, okay, so where the climate is very hot, also humid. Okay, but of course, sometimes it rains or they have also cold seasons. But most of the time in a year, all year, it's very hot. Okay, because that is the climate of that specific place. It's a long period of time. The weather of that place stay for a long period of time. That is climate. So again, the difference between weather and climate is that weather can change quickly, but climate stay the same for a long time. Okay? Weather change quickly, but climate stays for a long time. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, what can you explain again? If you can. Good morning, Pirapat. Okay. What can you say? Can you
Good
explain?
morning, teacher.
Good morning. Can you explain the difference between weather and climate again? If you can. Okay.
again,
Okay. Can you explain weather and climate? Okay. Weather can change very quickly, but climate stays for a long period of time. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so why do we have this weather or the seasons? Why do we have it? Because our Earth is tilted on its axis. So what is the axis? The axis is the imaginary line that runs between the north and the south. Okay, so this is the north and this is the south. This line, okay, the imaginary line between north and south is what we call axis. Okay, so the earth is not like this, okay? It doesn't stay like this. It is tilted at 23.4 degree. Okay, it is tilted. Okay, I will show you a picture how it looks like. Okay, so like this. Okay, so the earth is like that. Okay, so the North Pole is located in the northern hemisphere Okay, this half, the half of the Earth from the top is called the northern hemisphere. And at the bottom, this is called the southern hemisphere. Okay, that's where the South Pole is. Okay. All right, so this is the picture I'm talking about. So this is the Earth and this is the axis. This is how it looks like, okay? It is tilted. Okay, so the sun is reflecting on this side. Okay, so when it is hitting the northern part or the top part of the Earth, okay, so let's read this one. When the northern hemisphere is tilted toward the sun is focusing or reflecting only on the northern part. The northern part will, what is the season there? It will be summer, okay? Because they're getting most of the sun, okay, the lights from the sun. So they get direct sunlight. That's why in northern hemisphere during the summer, they have longer days. Okay, it doesn't mean that they have 26 or 28 hours in a day. No, it's not like that. But they have longer days they have longer days. For example, the sun rises up at 6 o'clock and it stays until 7 p.m. or like that. Okay, they have longer hours in a day and shorter time in a night. Okay, that's what it meant. Okay, next, of course, in the northern hemisphere, the air and oceans is warm. Okay, because it's summer, it's hot during that day. And of course, the temperature goes up. That's why it's hot. And during that time, it's the season of spring and summer, okay? Months of spring and summer in northern hemisphere. So if it's summer in northern hemisphere, because there is sunlight, how about the south? Okay, south have, it's the opposite, okay? When it's summer in northern hemisphere, it is winter in southern hemisphere because there is not the reflection of the light, it doesn't direct to them, okay? So they have shorter days, okay? It's longer at nighttime. Okay, we will explain that further on our next topic, but just to give you an idea. Okay, so it says that if the earth is if it wasn't tilted, if it wasn't like that or like that, if it's just stay at the straight, okay, we will not have the seasons. Okay, there would be no season. There will be no winter, spring, because the sunlight will just reflect on the same axis, like in the north and south pole. Okay, it will be the same. So there would be no seasons. Okay, so that's it for our review, students. I hope you understand. Pirapat and Warawot, thank you for staying. Okay, let's try to answer the summary. Okay, in word wall again. Okay, so everybody can answer, okay? What do you call the person who studies the atmosphere? Is it an engineer, meteorologist, or scientist? What is the answer, students? A, B, or C?
B.
B, meteorologist. Very good. Okay, next. Which is not the factor that affects the climate? Which is not? Okay, A, how far north or south you're located. B, the elevation. Or C, how slow the spin of wind in your area. A, B, or C? The answer is letter C. Okay, the answer is letter C. Next, what do you call the layer of air around the earth? What do you call the layer of air? Atmosphere, thermosphere, or exosphere? What is the answer? A, B, or C?
Atmosphere.
Very good. Atmosphere. Okay, good job. And next one, next question. Which of these are the familiar images of seasons? A, spring onion. B, summer heat. Or C, winter snow. There's two answers. What is the answers? Okay, I'll give you one. Winter
C.
snow and letter B, summer heat. Okay, very good. Okay, we have the last question for our summary. What do you call the condition of the atmosphere at a place over a short period of time? Climate, lightning, or weather? A, B, or C?
B.
No, letter C. Okay, short period of time. It means it changes every time. So the answer is weather. Okay, that's it for our summary, students. Okay, so we have the exercise last on our first meeting. Okay, if you're not done, this is the exercise. It's in live worksheets. Live worksheet, okay? It's fill in the blanks. So please write your name and your last name. Put your grade, 3/3, and your number. Okay, so choose the correct answer from the box. Okay, for example, number 1, blank is the study of the Earth's atmosphere and weather. What is the answer? Okay, the answer is meteorology. Okay, so you answer up to number 8. Okay, if you are finished, just click finish. Check my answer and you get the score. Take a photo and send to me in line. Okay? Understand, students?
Yes.
Okay, so I will stop sharing the screen. Okay, I will give you the link to the worksheet, to the live worksheet. Okay, I will send it here in Zoom, in our chat box. All right, students, that's your exercise, okay, for this topic. And next week we will continue talking about the solstices and equinox, okay, on our next meeting next week. Okay, so we don't have a class on Monday, so I will see you on next week, Thursday. And we will have the activity in your book. So thank you so much, Warawat and Tirapat, for joining us, for joining our online class. I'll see you again. Thank you so much, students. Goodbye.
Thank you, teacher.